Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. Today is April the 2nd. Amazing. Today is April the 2nd. I hope yesterday was a beautiful day for you. I told you that we would be back together on Saturday morning, and I'm excited to be with you. Let me take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I am brought to you by Hope Through Navigation. This is their H.O.O.D Recovery Services. H.O.O.D is an acronym, H-O-O-D, and it stands for Hope Offered on Demand. This is a program in the works. I am building up towards having a full year of the Just for Today meditations available to you. However, I'm also working on an app that will allow you to access readings from the basic text. I will here start very soon, probably this weekend, covering the steps as they are written through Narcotics Anonymous, steps 1 through 12. I'm going to cover them. I'm going to answer those questions, and hopefully we will be able to work those steps together. Hopefully you have a sponsor because you'll want to cover the answering of those steps or those questions with your sponsor. But if you need me, you can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. You know, there's one more thing that I want to tell you. Um, I'm hoping by Monday I will have the logo back up in a way that suits me. It has to suit me. I don't want to do anything that is not excellent. I need to have the logo where it suits me and I'm able to get on here and just have a conversation on the meditation and not be worried about all of the outside things, you know? So I am going to be working on a logo that I can use. And I love the one that I have. I just need it to be usable as far as having my video up, as well as having it like it is right now off video. So I will work on tweaking that a little bit and having the logo for H.O.O.D Recovery Services available. Enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into Just for Today. Thanks for your patience. I'm a little bit too responsible sometimes. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Did you see that April 2nd, 2022? Huh. This meditation is on attraction. If you've been around the program a while, you probably know what this is talking about. April 2nd, attraction, page 96. Our public image consists of what we have to offer, a successful, proven way of maintaining a drug-free lifestyle. I love this meditation already. Basic text, page 75. Yes, we are attracting new members. More and more addicts are finding Narcotics Anonymous. But how do we treat our newest members when they arrive? Worn out from their struggles with addiction? Do we reach out to newcomers who are standing by themselves at our meetings, confused and uncertain? Are we willing to give them rides to meetings? Do we still work one-on-one with the addicts who suffers? Do we give out our phone numbers? Are we eager to go on a 12th step call, even if it means getting up from our comfortable beds in the middle of the night? Will we work with someone who has a different sexual orientation or is from another culture? Are we generous with the gift of our time? No doubt we were met with love and acceptance by our fellow addicts. What attracted many of us to Narcotics Anonymous was the feeling that we had finally found a place where we belonged. Are we offering that same sense of belonging to our newer members? We cannot promote Narcotics Anonymous, but when we put principles into action in our lives, we attract newer members to the NA way, just as we were attracted to recovery. Just for today, I will work with a newcomer. I will remember that I was once a newcomer myself. I will seek to attract others with the same sense of belonging I have in NA. That's beautiful. I really like that. So, what do you think about that? What do you think about being an attraction? What do you think about your public image being an attraction for the successfulness of this program of Narcotics Anonymous, helping you to maintain a drug-free lifestyle? And are you willing to go the extra mile with the new members? Are you willing to give someone a ride to a meeting that needs it? And we're just now opening back up from the pandemic, right? So a lot of places are starting to have meetings in person, and we have a ton. Let me just say this: we have thousands of new recovering individuals who got clean during the pandemic, have stayed clean during during the pandemic, using the Zoom platform, online NA meetings, virtual meetings. I actually happen to know quite a few people. I could reach out to them and have a conversation any day and time, and they can call me. I don't want to say any day and time. There are some times that I probably don't want to take a phone call, but if they were seeking me, right, they could get a hold of me and vice versa. And the point is that these individuals have never, ever, up until recently, been to any in-person, face-to-face meetings. As it says here, it says, do we reach out to newcomers who are standing by themselves at our meetings, confused and uncertain? We have people that have never been to an in-person meeting. Their recovery that they attained, they did it in the comforts of their home, in their vehicles, on their telephones, on their computers. They met individuals from all over the world, not just their local community. The people in their local community, they don't even know, other than the people that were using. And now they have an opportunity to meet people face to face, to make in-person meetings. What is my point? That this program is one of attraction. And if you're successfully being able to maintain a drug-free lifestyle, you are an attraction. And part of that attraction, when you go to your face-to-face meetings, will be being able to take notice of the individual that might be struggling. I mean, there are really people that have not congregated face to face. And for many of us, that sounds so foreign. But can you imagine back when you had 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, when you had 6 months? Can you remember getting your first glow in the dark 1 year key tag? And can you remember when you got your 18 months, the gray one? Duct tape gray, right? Stick and stay. Can you remember getting that? Okay, now, can you remember getting your first multiple years of recovery, clean and serene, your black and gold key tag at 2 years? I want to make this real for you. Now, imagine all of that time, all of those key tags that you stacked together up to your first black key tag. And now imagine that there are people that literally they receive virtual acknowledgement. They received a picture of that key tag to honor their clean time. And right now, at 2 years, if they've stayed clean all this time, and there's many that have that I know, now they're being invited to go or given the opportunity to go to a face-to-face meeting. What do you think a hug means to them? What do you think a hug means to them? Because a hug today is different than a hug 2 years ago. I'm just trying to make this plain to make sure we understand that now there's a stigma because of COVID-19. There's a stigma of being in the presence or too close to an individual. So a hug to them is different than what a hug meant to many of us. Not that they don't value the hugs, but I'm talking about hugs from a stranger that may not be maxed because they don't believe that they need to wear them, or they may have all of their vaxes, right? But in your mind, you're not going to readily accept a hug from someone that does have a mask or doesn't, right? So let's keep it 100. Let's talk about the fact that we have people that are coming to the meetings face to face for the very first time ever, and they have accumulated, in some instances, substantial amount of clean time without your hug, without your presence, without your input, your face-to-face input, right? So now let's think out of the box. How would you be an attraction to an individual that is just making a meeting for the first time face to face? I can count on one hand how many face-to-face meetings I've been to just since it opened back up. Things opened back up. I can count on one hand how many face-to-face meetings I have been to. And I probably can count, I'm talking about since the beginning of this year, I can count on one hand how many face-to-face meetings I've been to. And I probably can count on the other hand how many I will go to up until June. But a lot of people don't have that luxury. A lot of people, they endured the virtual meetings, and they desperately need human contact. They desperately need the encouragement of the fellowship, the support of the fellowship, face to face and in person. So looking outside the box for me looks like this podcast. Thinking outside the box for me is this podcast, because there's some people like myself that are not really interested in in-person gatherings, truly. Okay. So, but we're not talking about those individuals. We're talking about the individuals that are now finding themselves being mandated to make meetings because things have opened up and the virtual meetings are not going to be an option for their parole or probation officers anymore. We're talking about people that need to prove to the court that they are going to regular meetings so they can get their kids back, right? There's a lot of things to take in consideration. And in that, I want to challenge you today to think of about them. How can you be an attraction to them? And how do you think outside of the box in regards to carrying the 12th step to them. How do you do that? I don't really have an answer. I don't know. I don't know. But I do know that most newcomers still smoke tobacco or they vape, right? I don't know too many people that really smoke cigarettes anymore, but there are people that still smoke cigarettes. They stand around and gather around the ash can, right? The butt can. They stand around after the meetings wanting to smoke a cigarette and debrief on where they're at with other people. Um, is this an opportunity for you to maybe stand around and just have a real calming conversation about who they are, who you are? There's so many different ways that you can do it. And I want you to think about what that means for you. I know a young lady in recovery. She's phenomenal. We love her so much in this area. Let me sip this coffee real quick. I'm tell you this MightyStream to tell you this one little story. This lady, there's two of them actually, but I'm thinking about this one lady in particular that, well, both of them, we love them just to bits, but this lady, I think she has about 7, going on 8 years clean now in recovery. And I remember when she really couldn't piece a couple months together, right? She could not stay clean, but she kept coming back and kept coming back and kept coming back. And you could tell that she really enjoyed our dances, our speaker meetings. She would come out just glowing for these dances, just a beautiful spirit, right? She just struggled with the disease of addiction and staying clean. She could get clean, she could not stay clean. But you could tell that she was one of those individuals that really loved the fellowshipping. And when she would come to dances, she would just come alive. Like whatever she wore was beautiful. Her makeup was always beautiful. Her hair. She just really loved coming to our dances, our speaker meetings. And everyone could see that this was someone that had some organization about themselves when they were clean, right? She was very organized. I think she even cleaned buildings at one time. Um, so she administratively, you could tell when she was clean that she had a lot to offer to the fellowship. And I'm pretty sure I was not the only person that noticed this. But the biggest issue, we all have potential. But if we cannot stay clean, it's like potential thrown out the door. And she started getting 1 year. I think I noticed when she started getting 1 year at the meeting, she was starting to do service. And her presence in the chair seat was powerful. She would stick to the readings. She was able to make sure that the meeting maintained an atmosphere of recovery. And I said, wow, this is a miracle right here. This is what our area needs. And do you know, recently, uh, I have heard individuals indicate that she was a powerful force for a recent gathering or a recent function our area had. And she developed that skill over time after she was able to stay clean. What she brings as an attraction to the fellowship for a newcomer, that message she embodies is powerful, it's beautiful, it's loving, it's caring. It's the type of person you would want to be your friend on any given day. She's very direct, but very kind in being direct, right? She speaks the truth, but she's not crushing with it. And I just see that over time, as a result of being able to stay clean, she's become an attraction to newcomers, right? In the area of being able to organize gatherings and do service work on the fun and entertainment committee. And so whatever it is, the point that I'm making is that you have something that you're really, really, really good at. And through using that as an offering or a service commitment or a giving of your time, right? You are an attraction to the newcomer. I just want to read this one last time. I want to read this one last time. But we put principles into action in our lives. We attract newer members to the NA way, just as we were attracted to recovery. You have something to offer, and I want to encourage you today to don't be selfish, to offer it, to be an attraction to the newcomer. My name is MightyStream. I am brought to you by Hope Through Navigation. This is our H.O.O.D Recovery Services. H.O.O.D stands for Hope Offered on Demand. If you would like to reach me, please do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Have a beautiful day.